Good morning. How are you today? Well, thank you very much for that introduction. And I don't think I'm going to use this so we can... Thank you. It's good to see you this morning. Now, how many of you would leave your dream job to go into business? Great, I see those hands. Your dream job. This is a job that you aspire to have all your life, since you were in first year. Yes? You do that? I want to know why, as I start you off. Can I just pass the mic around? Who wants to be bold enough to tell us why you will leave your dream job and go into business? Great. Maybe you can start by telling us your name.
My name is Purity.
Yeah, why don't you stand, Purity, so we can see you?
Okay. My name is Purity.
Yeah.
I would leave my dream job to pursue my passion, because my dream job is about my employer, but my passion is about me, so that I would pursue passionately.
Okay, and what are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about business.
Mm-hmm.
Let me not get into details.
Okay, that's fine. We'll let you not get into details. But thank you. Let's appreciate her with a clap. Brilliant. Yeah, she's been brave and she's shared it. It's true. It's about your employer vis-a-vis what is important to you. Who else? I saw more hands in Purity. Do we have anybody else who wants to share? Great. I see a hand in the back.
Hey. Personally, I think I'm not the kind of person who will sit in an office 8 to 5. I want to be moving around. And I would leave my job for business because that's what I do best.
That's what you do best?
Yes.
All right, how do you know that's what you do best?
Because I've done it.
Fantastic, you have a track record. So, are you still working or are you in business?
No, I quit.
You quit?
I'm in business, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, let's appreciate him. So how many quitters do we have in here? My hand goes up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's my story. And what I want to do in this 30 minutes is just share with you my journey. Okay? What is my expectation about this is that you will be inspired. That there are a few things that you can pick up and you will be inspired. So, I'm an alumni of Nairobi University. Yay. Fantastic, yes. And when I was in 4th form, I went to a private school. I went to Loreto Convent Missionary and I was there like for 12 years. Yeah? So one of the things I really aspired to do was to get into university. And many of my peers were going abroad. They were going to London, they were going to Leeds University and Northeastern University and all those universities. And that was not my aspiration. Yeah? I wanted to go to Nairobi University because we were told that only the top creme de la creme got there. So, when I was in 4th form, we had to do something called the Science Congress and it was mandatory. So I did a project on penicillins. Yeah, I don't know if you know about penicillins. And doing the project on penicillins, I was just doing this because it was mandatory. To be honest, I would rather have been studying. But we won. And that meant that we had to go to the next level. And going on to the next level meant that we had to do more research. And as we did that research, this was interesting. We were dealing with heavy chemistry inside a living organism. I said, this is biochemistry. I want to do biochemistry in campus. Any biochemists in the house? Okay, good, I see some claps. So I decided to pursue my first milestone, and that was biochemistry. So we got to do our exams, and we got called to college, and I wasn't called to Nairobi University. I was called to Moore University. I was called to do a Bachelor of Arts. Yeah, so then what happens to your dream of doing biochemistry in campus? Well, if you have a mother like mine, you better be thankful. She's deep, she's prayerful, and she told me that's not gonna happen. You're gonna go to Nairobi University. And one of her friends told me that. I said, you guys are crazy. You have faith, but this is good. This is crazy. Anyway, long and short of it is I did get a transfer. And I got a transfer at Nairobi University. And then we had to specialize. So we were 120 people gunning for 20 positions. We burned the midnight oil. We burned the midnight oil. Yeah. And we made it. Yeah, so that was the first milestone. I won't tell you how many years that is because I think our previous speaker compared to me is relatively young. Yeah, but age is just but a number. Yeah? So, anyway, so there we were. That was really exciting. And there I said, I want to go into the pharmaceutical industry. That was my next objective and my next goal. And when, again in first year, we went for a trip. And that was the time, so I guess you're going to calculate my age anyway. That was the time when mergers and acquisitions were in. They just started, okay? And SmithKline and Beecham had just merged. And the person who was heading the labs department was an alumni of Nairobi University, graduated with first-class honors. And I said, this is good. I want to work here one day. Well, that didn't happen until about 15 years after that. But it did happen. So long and short of it is I went into the pharmaceutical industry, and I remember this is a time when you're told there are no jobs, it's hard, you're going to tarmac, you know, all that stuff, yeah? But entrepreneurship was not so catchy then, right? And my first boss was a multimillionaire. And I was in the sales department, and you know what my highest aspiration was? I'm gonna make millions for my boss. I'm gonna make millions and millions and millions for my boss. Yeah, that was my aspiration. And my journey started. If you told me that time that I was going to be an entrepreneur, I'd tell you that's crazy. I'm going to do no such thing. I will climb the corporate ladder and I will sit at the pinnacle of the ladder. That was my aspiration. So I started working on it. I started working on climbing the corporate ladder. I just made millions. I made tens of millions. I didn't make tens of billions. I made hundreds of millions. I made millions and millions of dollars for the different employers I had over the years. And then what? Isn't it? Yeah? Now, why didn't I want to be an entrepreneur? It was a thing for strugglers. It was a thing for suffering. It was, a thing of uncertainty. That was my perception. Now, my inspiration for going into entrepreneurship was not about money only. Okay? We say that money makes the world go round. Probably it does. But I think that there are deeper things. So I was selling medicine. I personally believe in well-being. I believe in good health. And we had brilliant medicine. So I moved from my first employer, then I went into a multinational before going into GSK. And we had what is called best-in-class medicine. What are those? Those are blockbuster medication. So 10 months after launch, you're busting $2 billion globally. Making real change, prolonging people's lives. This is where the best of science meets. The most brilliant brains meet. And so that was my journey, and that was my space. I was very proud of being affiliated with medicine. But there was one problem. Less than 10% of the population could afford the medication. Now that was a big problem. Because what happens is that you see people suffering, and if you have a product for cancer and people can't afford it, what's going to happen? Talk to me. they will die, isn't it? Yeah. And as my responsibilities increased, I moved from just being in Kenya and I started working regionally. And I saw the same pattern. I thought we were badly off. And I went into Uganda. It was worse. I went into Mauritius. It was bad. I went into Botswana. It was bad. I was in Ghana. It was not good. People could not afford medicine. Yes, there's an aspect of people being pretty ignorant as well about how medicine works. But the biggest thing was that people could not afford medicine. And this bothered me. One of the most memorable times in my career was I was at Meru, that time it was called Meru District Hospital. And with the territory, it came with a lot of plush, you know. So you're driving your new car from the showroom and you've got all your paraphernalia, you're going to give the doctors. And we were standing outside and it was raining. And this man came in, he didn't have shoes, and he covered himself with a plastic bag. He was shivering. And I remember asking myself, how do I expect him to buy my medication? That bothered me, but I didn't have a solution. Now, about 2 years later, that's when I got introduced into agribusiness. I traveled to one of the sugar companies, and I liked that sugar company because I used to get really big orders, yeah. And one of my clients, their car was down and they asked me for a ride to the next town, which was 50 kilometers away, and we started talking. As we started talking, his kids were in USIU. I was like, what? I beg your pardon? USIU. I'm like, does this company pay you that much? He said, no. We don't have we don't have this benefit. I said, so how do your kids get, pardon me for asking, but how do your kids get to USIU? And he said, I farm. I said, what do you farm? I farm sugarcane. I said, no way. There are too many problems with sugarcane. How can your kids possibly go into USIU? And anyway, he just shared with me a few facts and figures, and I said, I want to try. And everybody looked at me and said, you're going into farming? You? I said, yes, I'm going into farming. I didn't do sugarcane farming, for your information. But I did go into that space, and for 5 years, I made losses. Yeah, so you're in your business purity, and you're making losses for 5 years. What do you do? Talk about it. Yeah? All your resources, all your savings, and we talk about investments, isn't it? You've invested, you've sold that piece of land. What do you do? Talk about that on your tables, and we're going to debrief. We're going to give you 5 minutes. What do you do when you make losses for 5 years over and over and over again? What do you do?
For me, I believe if it's your true passion, then incurring losses for the first few years is a test of where your heart is and how much tenacity you have. So I believe as an entrepreneur that's a true test. It's a litmus test of how focused you are on your idea. So you should match up.
Okay, I had someone here with a different view. Someone said that is too long. Why?
Thank you.
For us, we thought 5 years would be too long. I think by the end of the second year, we'll have to sit and just evaluate and see if it feels viable for me to go on with the business, or should I diversify, or what do I do next?
Okay, great.
Do we have a different view?
For me, I think I'll talk through experience that I'm going through right now. It's been 2 years, and I'm already feeling like, where is Brighter Monday? I need a job. I'm already surrendering.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Well, for me, I think if it's a true passion, I wouldn't quit. I would keep going and maybe engage experts. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jane. Same thing with her personal experience. I lost for 2, had to go back to work. I haven't lost on my dream, but I have to go back to work, make money, and then reevaluate.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi everyone. I think it depends on whether you are in for passion or for profit.
Aha, that's a nice one. Are you in for passion or profit?
Hi guys. For me, when you're in it for 5 years, I look at it as the amount of knowledge and experience you have learned during that 5 years is so much to go to waste. So I won't quit. I'll just keep on changing the routes and until I make it.
Oh, okay, for me, I find it rather interesting, considering you're the one who's asking the question, and it's your experience, and now you are here advising us. So the simple answer is, following what you did, we should continue marching on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, great. It is true that I will take one more and then I'm going to wrap it up. Huh?
Thank you so much. Mine is actually a concern. Even as we're trying to answer the 5 years of losses, I'm thinking if you look around the room, most of these people are young people. And so if we're talking about 5 years, we are looking at people who probably do not have other means of earning. And so there are bills to be paid. And that's why you've heard of cases of people who have returned to work. For myself, I've been there for about 2 years, and it's been hard, but I'm not thinking of returning to work because I still feel, someone talks about hope and faith. I still Thank you, Shiv. I see you. I still feel that there is still something out there, so I still feel like I put in 7 years of corporate work and have done 2 years. I feel I can't say that I've tried enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
thanks.
right.
Wow, thank you very much. Now, here's the thing. There is no right and wrong answer to this. That's the thing. It depends on who. It depends on you. It depends on your circumstance. It depends on so many things. Isn't it? It depends on why you're doing this. As you said, is it for passion or is it for profit? But does passion pay the bills? There are bills to be paid. Sometimes there are children who are looking out to you. And then what? There are times you take a step back and re-strategize and say, all right, fine. I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to raise some more money. And I'm going to start and do this thing differently. Yeah? So the long and short of it is different strokes for different folks. Okay? What did that do to me? So my cousin living in the States came and found me doing this and said, why don't you just quit? I looked at him and asked him, are you crazy? Quit? I said, for all the lessons that I have learned, pack up and leave this? I didn't have the hard cash, but I had experience. I knew how not to do it. Yeah? They were such nuggets, and that's why I clapped and celebrated. Because what happened after the first 5, after that, is that the next year, in the next 18 months, what I made covered up for every loss and overturned it. It wasn't funny when I was going through it. It wasn't great when I was going through it. Yeah? But I asked myself, if I go and start another business, I'm going to go through this cycle again? I don't think so. Yeah? And in those 18 months, that gave me the impetus to prepare for my walking out of the corporate life. Walking out of the luxury cars, walking out of the luxury airplanes. You go into them more frequently than you enter matatus. Yeah? Because of the nature of your work. It's a regional job. You're traveling all over the place. You're getting all these things. Just walking away from it. Why would I want to walk away from it? We have different things. For me, one of the things I cannot stand, and I do not understand why it's there, and it's a sad thing because it will be there. Even if today you gave everybody, took all the money in the world and divided it equally, you will still have poor people and you will still have rich people. Yes? But I cannot stand poverty. I did not like the stories going on globally about Africa. You see children who are starving, you see people who are begging, and people became professional beggars and they go to the US and they give you a sad story. I know people who made money out of post-election violence. And they said they're killing my people and they got money. Yeah? Now, poverty robs you of the dignity to maximize your potential. I'm all about potential. And I asked myself, so on my last job, I had a market research. I did it in Uganda. I did it and I saw people who were struggling with asthma. Okay? And they couldn't afford medicine. Their lives were miserable. I was selling a drug. Sorry, it sounds bad. I was selling medicine that, no, I'm sorry. So I was selling medicine that could enable someone who has asthma run a marathon and live a normal life. Yet I couldn't understand why we were so backward in our thinking. And that inspired me, and I said, I'm going to make a change. I will not change the whole world by myself, but I am going to make a change. So I stand in front of you not just as an entrepreneur. I am a social entrepreneur. Yeah? I said, listen, I'm not going to stand and wait for no politician to make a change. I'm not going to stand and wait for CSR from companies to make a change. I am going to make a change in the best way I know how. All right? And that was my inspiration to get out and start Ojay Greene. What is Ojay Greene? Ojay Greene is an agribusiness. Yeah? Initially, so we have hands-on experience on farming. We know all the things not to do. And guess what? So many farmers are doing all the things that we know not to do. Isn't it? 26 million people in this country depend on one form of agriculture or another. That's many people. 26 million. All right? Let me tell you something else. 18 million of them are living below the poverty line. All right? When you hear about businesses to invest in, they tell you you can't go wrong with food. You can't go wrong with food. We eat 3 times a day at least. Isn't it? Yeah? So then why? Why are we having the people who are producing food, right, live below the poverty line? That is what my business addresses. We address the challenges and we provide solutions to them. All right? And here's the thing. It's not about getting applauses. It's not about getting accolades. Right? It is about making a difference. What is it that makes me go to sleep at night? Knowing that I made a difference. Now, the years in the corporate world helped me. It helped me in so many ways. It helped me to understand about structures. It helped me to understand about systems. It helped me to understand about profits. We were building portfolios that were highly profitable and were making a change. I use that in what I do every day. Because if I'm going to make a change, it better be sustainable. Right? So yes, there is a mission, a social mission to our company, but we have to be profitable as well. Yeah? So that is the story. And I said, I was going to look at 3 things. What I do, why I do it, and how I got here. Right? So, we've looked at more or less the what and the why we do it. Now, this is what our mission is. Our mission is to increase the income of smallholder farmers, and we are looking to increase the income of 20,000 smallholder farmers by 2020. And not just that, we're looking at increasing their income by 4.71 times by 2020. All right? So that motivates us, and we build a team around it, and my goodness, let me tell you guys, isn't it rewarding? I don't have the luxury cars anymore. Okay? In the process, you lose friends. And you know, I got some other friends when I was holding the check. You know? So, at the GS, and all over Twitter, and all my colleagues who went underground, we always knew you were up to something really amazing. Really. Really, huh? Yeah. You get to know who's with you, and who's not with you, but it's really not about prestige. And this may not resonate to some of you. Some of you are here and say, where are the investments? Where are the dollars? Where's the money? Understandable. It may not resonate with some of you, and that's okay. But for those of you who are entrepreneurs, there's something I say. Make sure that your enterprise is solving a problem. Because as long as your enterprise is solving a problem, you are in business. We together? That is the nugget that I will give you. What problem is your enterprise solving? I have had so many people say, I don't know what my passion is. I'm trying to figure out what my passion is. What is it that makes you tick? In my case, it was poverty. And I know that I may not remove every person. We don't choose which families to be born in. But if it was for that one person who rises up and becomes a CEO because of what we did, it was worth it. Someone asked me, what's my vision? My vision is seeing that woman with a lasso. Yeah, that's a typical picture of a farmer, isn't it? The lady with a lasso and a headscarf farming. And because they worked with us, they were able to take their kids to college. And say, because I worked with Ojay Greene, we took our children to college. Yeah? Now, I run an internship program right now. It's a 6-month internship program. And there's this gentleman who walked in, and my interns inspire me. They inspire me every single day. They are my superstars. They are my heroes, and I'm always routing for them every single day. And this guy walks in for the interview. First, he's thoroughly dressed up, and I liked that because he took it seriously enough to dress up for it, much as it was an agricultural job. Came in a beautiful suit and told me, I got a first class in horticulture. My dad and my mom are farmers. I didn't do this program by default. I didn't do it because I just had to. There were no courses. I chose this program and I got a first class. And I love agriculture. I said, you're the person I want in my team. And he is making the change. Right now, he just joined us in January. So which month are we in now? How many months does he have to go? Right, so right now, he is directly impacting 250 smallholder farmers. He is giving them technical support and giving them a chance at increasing their productivity and increasing their income. Likely, by the time he finishes his internship, these farmers will have increased their income 3 times from the baseline. And remember we said we want to do it 4.71 times in 5 years. In 6 months, about 250 farmers will have increased their income 3 times from the baseline. Is that making a change? And my purpose is being fulfilled, isn't it? Absolutely exciting. That is my story about entrepreneurship, and that is why I do what I do. Here's the thing. One of the most important nuggets I heard before I went into entrepreneurship was that when you define your vision, if you're going to entrepreneurship to make money, and that's the only reason you're going into entrepreneurship, it's not good enough. Shall I say that again? If you're going in it for the money, and the money alone, doesn't need my much, ain't good enough. Yeah? The founder of CNN is called Turner. He founded it. They had this global network. He reached the world. And when he had all the money, he took a gun, he shot himself in the head, and he died. He had all the money. Does money satisfy to some extent? Yeah, you can have fun. But there are things that satisfy beyond money. And it's about making a change. Yeah? As a social entrepreneur, I stand in front of you and I tell you that yes, you can make investments. You can get really rich. You can get stinking rich. And you will. But you know, you only have one stomach, not 4 like a cow. So there's only so much you can eat. right? And anyway, even if you eat too much, you'll become obese. And it will kill you. Right? So ask yourself what you're doing. Think about the reason and think about the change. Why is there a big buzz about entrepreneurship? Because entrepreneurship has got the real potential to change people's lives. Can you imagine if all of us set out, each and every one of us set out, about the 150 or 200 of us set out and said, let's go and change lives. I'm looking at 20,000 by 2020. Here's the reality. I think we're going to bust it. Yeah? Yeah, I think we're going to bust it. I think we're going to bust it. I think by the end of this year we're going to be at 5,000. That's what I'm looking at. I'm saying, all right, fine. So then how soon can I get to 1 million livelihoods? Yeah? So we're going to bust that target and just change and change and change the lives. Now if each of us changed the lives, we wouldn't have the nonsense politics that we have. The one that is just worth 50 shillings of bribery. Yeah? Good entrepreneurship makes for strong communities. And that is what we want. We are bigger and better than tribal divides. We're bigger than that. And we're better than that. And that is what I envision. I envision people who are not limited. People who maximize their potential because they don't have inhibitions. They don't necessarily, they're able to overcome their financial inhibitions and make the change. So, the two speakers that were here before me, absolutely brilliant, and have given such good nuggets about investment. Take that, use it, apply it, but over and above that, change lives. That is what I say, and that is my 2 cents. Take some time and change lives. It is so rewarding. This, I was about to give away my age. This is the happiest I have been in X years of my life. This is the happiest I have been. My goodness, it is so rewarding. I want to close my talk and then maybe open it up for discussions, open it up for questions, open it up for answers. And the other day, one of the things I do is I travel into villages and I look for farmers. I look for farmers who are struggling to get their product into markets. So what we do is we work with them to get their product into profitable markets. And I went to a place in Eldama Ravine. It's called Ainapkoi. I've never been there before. It's beautiful. It's got highlands. It's so rich. It's near a forest, you know. And we sat down and we engaged and heard the pain that the farmers were going through. And at the end of the trip, the person who took me there told me, I want us to meet this gogo. Gogo is a shusho. So interesting how the languages are so similar. And this lady was such a happy woman. She's 96 years old and all white and so beautiful. The first thing I noticed is her dental structure is perfect. And she smiled and started talking to me in Kalenjin. So I just got back, I got down to her and held her hand and looked at her in the eye, and her daughter told her, Swahili, ongea kwa Kiswahili. And she said, Asante sana mwanangu, umeleta maendeleo humu. And at that point, nothing, not even winning the $100,000, nothing felt better than that. That is the reason why we do that. In our culture, getting the blessings of an old person is the highest form of blessing. And that is a reward that I didn't bargain for. And she said, I will pray that you succeed in all that you do. And I close it right there. Thank you for your time.